art is a truly global language, and we at Al Jazeera are crossing the continents to bring you Art's World, showing how art can change our perceptions about the world we live in. In today's show, underground art on the rise in Egypt.
It's bullets, bombs, plays that made the carpet red.
A poet speaks out in South Africa. And can art keep youngsters away from crime? Hello and welcome to Art's World. I'm Veronica Pedrosa and we're here in Sarawak, Borneo, where hundreds of performers have come from around the world to take part in the Rainforest World Music Festival. One local group is making a name for itself by revitalizing old traditions. We went back to their ancestral homes with them to find out how they began their musical careers. From this longhouse deep in the jungle of Malaysian Borneo, old songs are coming alive once more. These singers are Kelabit, traditionally one of Borneo's headhunting tribes. 4 young girls have returned to their ancestral home to learn Kelabit songs and chants.
It really feels different, like sitting down with the elders, singing with them. Right here in Borneo itself, it's just amazing. Whenever I hear it, I feel very happy because I'm hearing it from my own grandparents, from my own family, and knowing that they learned it from their grandparents and their parents, it's indescribable.
These days, the community here is more accustomed to singing Christian hymns introduced by missionaries after the Second World War. Traditional songs seen as inconsistent with Christianity were discouraged.
We still remember some of the songs, but since we have embraced Christianity, certain songs are no longer seen as appropriate. So we don't sing those songs anymore.
But the younger generation is determined to rediscover these songs, keeping traditional Kelabit music alive.
It is our culture, this traditional music. If we do not learn from them, then we will not be able to bring it forward for our children and our grandchildren.
1, 2, 3.
Back in the city, their ambitions stretch beyond simply learning Kelabit songs. They want to take them to the world as members of a performance group called Kanid. The band combines music from the Kelabit highlands with contemporary styles.
We don't only sing our traditional songs, and even what we've done to our traditional songs, we've contemporized the music, but not too far, so that people would, the old people would still recognize those songs.
If we were playing traditional music every day, just traditional, it would get kind of boring. And I don't know, by fusing it, we make it more of our own music.
Don't come in with the electric guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, just
that's so cool.
Kanid's manager, Nikki Lugun, is helping the band prepare for the Rainforest World Music Festival. It's a huge event for the group where they will launch their first album.
We are nervous about, did they do well? Are they off keys in certain areas? Did they pronounce the words properly? Because that's going to be important, you know.
A lot of us have never sung in front of a crowd this big. We are so nervous.
The big day has arrived and the band is getting ready to go on. As always, they pray together before the performance.
Everybody says amen.
And then they take to the stage.
Good evening, everybody! The music is beautiful. It's so melodious and I don't want it to die. But We're helping. We're singing the songs. We're singing on a live stage in front of thousands of people. I am inspired by my culture. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to bring it out because people will be like, it's a really great opportunity you guys have. Just go for it.
One more time! Let's hear it for Kako!
Guitarists from 3 continents jamming in a Borneo longhouse. It's the essence of the Rainforest World Music Festival. Art is alive and kicking in Egypt too, and not just in grand venues like the Cairo Opera House. Rundown areas of the capital are being transformed into popular underground art venues, giving artists more opportunities to showcase their talents.
Cairo's constant gridlock produces its own special symphony. In an effort to ease the city's traffic flow, extra bridges and flyovers have been built in recent years. Today, something is happening to the neglected spaces underneath them. In 2003, Mohammed Al-Sawi established an art center beneath this bridge. Calling it the Saqiya, or culture wheel, and naming it after his late father, Al-Sawi created a cultural haven by the Nile, which has become one of the most successful independent art venues in Egypt.
Behind us, where now the gate of Svijet umjetnika is, used to be very big rubbish spot with all kind of misuse linked to this. It was a great hide for drug dealers or drug users.
Now it's a home for both artists and the community, and its unusual location is actually an advantage.
It is really a gift from God because the ceiling is normally the most expensive part of any construction. So we have a free ceiling, the bridge.
Privately funded, today Al-Sawi's Art Center hosts over 100 performances and exhibitions every month. Its popularity is growing, especially among aspiring artists who feel their creativity is stifled.
The Ministry of Culture in Egypt is playing a great role in preserving the heritage of Egypt, but not really getting to reach the people. It was definitely not the real need of the young people, the artists, who were always turned down by regulations and bureaucracy.
Around the corner is Egypt's most prestigious arts venue, the Cairo Opera House. It is the symbol of high art, government-sponsored culture. In stark contrast, independent art is emerging in less impressive locations, like here. This former paper factory has been turned into a theatre. Set up in 2006, the Rawabit Theatre provides a platform for artistic expression, which, according to one of its founders, is more in tune with the everyday reality of Egyptians.
The ideas coming from independent artists may be less sophisticated than those of the Ministry of Culture. But in the end, their work is more important because it's more real. Back at the Sawi Culture Wheel, 24-year-old singer and actress Fatma Adel faces a dilemma of striving for commercial success or being true to her creative self.
I've had an offer from a production company to release an album, but I can't decide whether I should accept or not. I worry because of what I've seen happen with other artists. They're told how to dress, what time they should sleep, eat, and sing. How can you be creative if you don't even make your own choices?
كداب ولا انت بتتسلى وتقول على قلبي انه تخلى وبتشكي وتحلف وانا والله مستني اطلع عليك طل.
For artists choosing to deviate from the norm, the risks can be high. With ever stricter media censorship laws, what independent artists say and where they say it can get them into trouble with the authorities.
There's no censorship in the official sense, but censorship is everywhere in the country, even on the bus. The real crisis now, though, is that the younger generations are starting to censor themselves. They're not willing to put their necks on the line.
Unlike this band, Black Tima, whose lyrics reflect the harsh realities of daily life in Egypt. Rami, who works with the band, has already fallen foul of the law. He was recently imprisoned for participating in a non-violent demonstration which was organized via the internet.
Now there are lots of websites, blogs and Facebook. I can record in a studio and upload it straight onto the internet. So if they want to control us, they have to hit us even harder than they already do.
For now, at least, it looks like independent art has found its voice under the bridge.
And with the help of Kasai Masai, we're going to take a break now. But when we come back, we'll meet a poet in South Africa who's telling it like it is. And we'll visit an art gallery in London that's finding ways to turn kids away from crime. Join us again after the break. Welcome back to Arts World here at the Rainforest World Music Festival in Borneo. Lesego Rampoloking is a South African writer and performance poet known for his outspokenness. Recent xenophobic attacks in South Africa and election violence elsewhere in Africa have provided Lesego with plenty of ammunition for his sharp tongue.
Grahamstown played a major role during the frontier wars between the British and Xhosa people. These days, the small town hosts the biggest arts festival in Africa. Its population doubles as art lovers and art critics arrive to enjoy 8 days of entertainment. Lesego Rampoloking's uncompromising poetry is often not what they had in mind.
Black is not what white is not. Black is black. Tender fingers in a clenched fist. We are listening to the blackness inside the dream. Lemsi say. We have to create on the trot.
This is your running order?
Yeah, this is my running order, yeah.
It's guerrilla composition.
How long have you got?
1 hour to go.
Deadline is my middle name.
Lesego's poetry is confrontational. He pushes people to face unpleasant truths about racism. He's angry about the past, but just as angry about the present.
Dung and my pigmentation in the same equation, and from rape to Cairo rolled me uphill before the arrival of snow and chill.
In his latest production, he's not afraid to question the very people he pays tribute to.
Bantu Ghost came about as an attempt at engaging with the writings or the thinking, or whatever it is that drove Stephen Bantu Biko. Okay, he died at the age of 30 in police hands, let's put it that way. The South African state murdered him when he was 30. And last year was the 30th anniversary of his death. But I didn't think that I would be doing him or his legacy any justice by just jumping around and singing his praises as other people had done. Because Stephen Biko took his writings from the people who brought negritude into being. That's my man, emissie, for instance.
Lesego's production moves from apartheid hero Steve Biko to include other black intellectuals, all focused on restoring dignity to the word black.
There's a lot of what Stephen Biko says that is just an echo of Amy Cizé. Anyway, Cizé taught Frantz Fanon, who then wrote the Bible of the Third World, The Wretched of the Earth, and Black Skin, White Mask. But he's a major thinker for me, and he's someone who's really inspired me a lot. See how far we have come since Francis Fanon, Mandela and the wildlife. That is the brief of the tourism board. Still, it's bullets, bombs, blaze that made the carpet red. The smoke of a burning country held its contents in the void. Father, give us absolution, cause we deny what we did.
Lesego wrote the piece, and then we approached Svijet umjetnika. The idea of having a poet and a dancer to just use two very established performance artists to work together to interpret and reinterpret each other's work was something that quite intrigued me.
Nelly's inclusion was not an attempt at having the little pop star and the dancing girls in grass skirts running around, Zulu maidens with their boobs flapping about. It was not it at all. In fact, it was just the opposite. An attempt to shed light on the myth of the African as being all body and no mind, which is what gets sold abroad.
I think that we should be proactive and challenging in terms of our art, and mirror can very often lead to complacency, which is, I think, is a lot of what we're seeing in theatre at the moment. We need to be out there and very strong in our messaging and challenge people.
If more blood had been shed to get out of oppression, less lives would be going down under liberation. Bantu Ghost. Bantu Ghost and Lucky Lips at the Monkey Parade.
I think it's a conclusion to the whole piece. The feast is dying, it's trying to get up. And the feast, of course, symbolizes Black consciousness movement. As you can see, it's hard for the feast to get up. In this country, suddenly we've gone the other extreme. And I think it's important that people still get conscientized. Or at least we make work like this, that people will be informed about where we come from and where we're going.
They hold the dream hostage, debased to where it's best erased, but we sang revolution. What was begun is never terminated. Perpetual is to what we're fated. Perpetual revolution.
This is the youngest group playing at the festival. Can art help young people turn away from street crime, gang culture and drugs? One top art gallery in London is offering workshops for kids from tough inner city neighbourhoods to discover their potential as artists.
My name's Ross Gibson, I'm 18 and I'm from Kennington. Kennington's an urban estate. It's an area where there's crime at night time, but at daytime it's just like a normal area to the human eye. At night time, it's when it gets dangerous. You have to look over your shoulder wherever you go. The streets are empty because people are either intimidated and staying in the house, or because everyone's just out of the area or in prison.
One safe place is here, a youth club in South London, where once a week a private art gallery pays artists to teach boys to paint.
Orford House is a place where everyone can just go, jam, talk to each other, play football, play table tennis, go join an art club, whatever. On a Tuesday evening, people can just go there instead of being out on the street in the gang, going out robbing people, getting up to no good. And it just shows them how good life can be without gangs.
Ross and his 12-year-old brother Jordan are regulars.
From coming here, I just learn new skills that help us, like real people. They talk to you as an adult. They don't tell you off or give you detention. So I come here, chill, relax. It is a safer environment because there's not really anywhere apart from my house I can actually do art without being hassled by people outside or getting told to go somewhere else to do art.
The gallery uses private donations to provide top-quality materials and professional art teachers.
Done a hair in the Great British flag, red, white and blue. And I've done dollar signs on my eyes to show that everything's about money in this country.
What do you think, Ross?
The Dulwich Picture Gallery recently put up a show in one of its rooms with the youth club's work, including one of Ross's paintings.
I had a piece of art that I've done myself in a gallery, and to come in and see it up on the wall is honouring. I feel honoured to see my work up on the wall. This painting shows my emotions about living in Kennington. I don't like the area because it's kind of dangerous, but it's where I've been brought up. It shows people that everybody's got darker sides to themselves, and not everything is just peachy keen in the streets.
The Youth Club show has been a success with visitors and critics.
Well, we're really proud of this project. We've been working on this youth club in quite a difficult inner city estate for a number of years, and that they're not easy, and it would be silly to pretend that they are, because these are tough to teach. And so we're very excited to have got this sort of quality artwork from kids that people tend to think can't achieve very much. And some of the things that they do are deeply irreverent and shocking and a bit rude, and they love it.
Art to me is to be creative in many ways, but it's more of an emotional thing. It's to get my feelings and emotions out of my head onto paper, to show people that I've got talent, show people what I'm made of, and everyone's got a talent, a hidden talent that they've got, and in my case it's art.
The gallery's efforts have helped Ross earn a place at a London art college, though he lacks confidence and turned it down this year to work instead as a part-time labourer.
Inside me is the person screaming to get out and just go and do art, no matter how hard it is, no matter how, just do it. But my mind's saying, just stick with the job, make the money, just live your life. Don't get yourself more stressed up. If I have money in my pocket, I can go out, enjoy myself, go out for meals, buy clothes, trainers, whatever I wanted. Just enjoy life. My future, ideally, would be some sort of career in art or graphic designing, either that or fitness instructing. Have my own house, have a family, children, possibly a wife. Just live a normal life, happy without the stress of gangs and criminal activity. Just live my own life.
We are rocking the night away here in the rainforest in Borneo. That's it for now. Join us again for another edition of Arts World.